Hi everyone, this is Megan Lacey, one of the information literacy librarians at Gutman. I've been asked to give you a brief overview of how to use the library's databases. In preparation for this tutorial, you should have already Googled your topic. In this case, it's city bike. And what I'm hoping to show you in the next few minutes is why you may want to use the library's databases in addition to just Googling, because maybe you lucked out and found some great stuff on Google, but Google does not search everything. In fact, what Google searches is what's estimated to be 0.03% of all of the information that's on the web. So I have a picture up here, a visualization of what the deep web and the surface web look like. And Google and Bing are the search engines. They're the boats capturing all the information. What they only capture is the surface web, the stuff that's free. So Wikipedia, commercial websites, some news information, although a lot of that is subscription content that you needed a subscription for, i.e. money. But a lot of information is stored in library databases, and these are collections of information that the library pays for with your tuition dollars. So that you have access to really good quality content, things that are published in real journals, real newspapers, real magazines, things with an editorial process. So if you are only using Google, you may be missing out on lots and lots of quality information because you can't find it using just Google. Crawlers can't find password protected information. So you can find the library's databases listed on our InfoCommons webpage. You can also, if you don't even want to look through the articles and databases, because there's a lot of them there and you might not ever know which one to start with. Let me bring those up. See, there's quite a few, more than a few. So OneSearch is our default search on our page, and what you're actually searching when you click on that is not just the library's catalog, so like the physical things you see in the library, the books, the videos, but also a lot of the databases that are listed on this page. Not all of them, but most of them. So it has a Google type feel where you'll put in your search terms and get lots and lots of stuff. In fact, let's try city bike. I'm putting it in quotation marks because that gets the exact phrase, and that helps me find more relevant results. That'll also work if you Google. Taking a second. So you'll see lots of things. You can see what types of information by looking at that little, you can either look at the icon or the gray words above the record. That is describing the type of information you're looking at. So this is a dissertation. This is a data set, articles. I find this a little overwhelming. So in your case, since you're doing a small project and you just need to find some background information, I would start with an article database first. So I'm going to close out of that. And when you're starting with an unfamiliar topic, I really try to get students to use the research guides because these are curated by Alexander Hamlet, the other librarian, and myself. We organize databases by topics so that you find the ones that are most relevant to you because you don't want to be searching through that long list. So since this is an urban studies class, you'll want to click on the Urban Studies Research Guide, and you'll find links to background information, different types of articles where you can find ebooks. So you'll have no paucity of sources, even though you're working from home. There's a lot of stuff that's available online, and most of what students at Gutman do for their research tends to be online anyway. So clicking on the Find Articles tab, the very first one that's listed there is Academic Search Complete. When you click on this, you will be prompted to enter your barcode. That is the code that is on the back of your ID card. So I'm going to pause the video for a sec and let you try and get to this point. So when you get to this box, enter the number that you see on the back of your ID card. You should get to a page like this. It will look a little bit different because while I am a full-time librarian at Gutman, I also take classes part-time at City College, and my library card's associated with City College, so that's why you see this purple banner. But in your Academic Search Complete, it should just be a blue banner. It's the exact same information. They just, try to make it look more like City College by making it purple. I'm gonna put in city bike as my search terms. Normally I recommend 2 to 4 keywords, but in the case of city bike, it's a pretty new concept, so it's a pretty exact search term. If I want to broaden my search, I should think of other ways of describing city bike. So there are other places in the world that have bike sharing that are not city bike, for example. So you could look up bike sharing or bicycle sharing programs. Thinking about other ways what you're trying to find out might be described. That's part of what coming up with keywords is all about. So as you can see, I got 119 results, way too many to look through. I like to get around 40. So one way I can narrow my results is by clicking on the full text. What that means is I'm going to find all of the articles that are actually in this database. Think of databases like stores. I think of Academic Search Complete as like a Target or a Walmart kind of database because it covers lots of subjects: history, urban studies, English, humanities, business, a lot of different things, and a lot of types of information. So scholarly information, newspapers, popular magazines. So it's kind of a good one-stop place, but not quite as busy as OneSearch, which is looking at a lot of different stuff like Google. So I click on that, and now instead of 119 results, I get 17, which is too little. I might go back to my old search and find other ways to narrow. So I could do it by publication date, article type. Maybe I only want things that are in academic journals, or maybe just in the news. If I come across an article that I actually really like, but it's not, I don't see the full text anywhere. So see here, you see the full text, you click on that, you're actually reading the article. But here you have to go, this is called a link resolver, and it'll help us find a database that CUNY subscribes to where we can get the article. And it is available through this database called Elsevier Science Direct Freedom Collection. So if I click on that, I have left Academic Search Complete, and I have now entered Science Direct, and I can download the full text article there. Just a few other tips. Like I was saying earlier, if City Bike is not getting me the results I want, maybe I should try broadening. So I'm going to try bike sharing and see how many results. Ooh, 628, way too many. So I'm going to add another term in there to narrow it. Since we're studying city bike, we're more concerned about urban areas. I'm going to put in urban areas as another term. And that gets me down to 29, which is a lot more manageable. So this first article looks good. When I click on it, what I'm looking at is not the actual article. It is the record to the article. It's describing what the article's about. It's like when you go shopping online, you're not looking at the actual thing, right? It's just a stand-in for the item you might want to buy. So they're helpful, though, these records, because they describe what the article is about. So these subject terms, they're like hashtags that you see in Instagram. They describe what the article is about. So if I click on this, I'm going to find all the articles in this database that have been tagged with bicycle sharing programs. So it's a way to find other information, especially if I'm struggling to come up with language on my own. Keywords are hard to come up with, especially when you're studying something new. So looking at those, when you find a good article, look at the subject terms to see if there's anything else you could search on that didn't occur to you on your own. So this article can be downloaded over here by clicking on PDF full text. You can also you can send this article to yourself, because the second I close out of this window, I'm going to lose this search and have to do it all over again. So save yourself some time by either downloading the article to your Google Drive or emailing the article. Just a couple more words about the record that's helpful, something that Google will not necessarily do for you, is create citations. So you can have this article cited. You can copy paste the references list. That you still have to create the in-text citation when you're writing your paper, but this helps you keep those pieces of information together. The record also gives you all that citation information in case you wanted to create a citation on your own. So these are the authors of the article. This is the source. That's the title of the source. So this is published in the journal Advances in Transportation Studies, which was published July 2015. These are the pages that the article occurs on if we were actually going to get the print article. So that's what those bits of information mean. The abstract is probably the most useful thing. It tells you what the article's about. So if you read the abstract and you think, oh, this isn't really relevant to what I'm talking about, then that's a good sign. You should move on and keep looking for another article. Okay, that's 10 minutes. If you have any more questions, please send me an email.